Pleased to start this Stellantis live event with the first presentation. So today we're going to speak about network and telecommunication. And this first session will be focused around the evolution of the network infrastructure, especially around software-defined network design for the real-life enterprise modern workplace. I will be presenting together with my colleague Yannick Bourgeois, who is our senior network engineer specialized in software-defined network deployment. So, and myself, William Malingre, pre-sales for network and security solution at Stellantis. So why this topic today, and why do we still speak about networks in 2021? Mainly because all the other parts of an IT infrastructure have evolved in the last decades in order to bring more efficient management and better flexibility, such as server with server virtualization, with the capability to move virtual machine between servers from a centralized point of management. Regarding networks, in the past and still today, most of the organization were managing network infrastructure with switches independent from each other, with not dedicated management, which can be not flexible and very complex to manage. Is there a possibility to have the same approach and being able to have overlays on top of a network infrastructure to have the same flexibility than the server and the storage infrastructure? Of course, the answer is yes, thanks to the new concepts called software-defined network. And these new concepts will bring an abstraction layer on top of a network infrastructure managed by a centralized controller in order to create overlays such as virtual network to bring the same flexibility also on the server side, on the network side. So network is the nervous system of an IT infrastructure, and all communication goes through a network switches. So what happens when someone is experiencing a slow application? Of course, they will blame the network, and the main goal of a network engineer will be to prove that the issue is not coming from the network. And it can be pretty difficult with a standard network design because most of the time you don't really know where to look. Is the problem coming from the Wi-Fi infrastructure for the access switches, from the core switches, from the data center switches? So the engineers will have to go and correlate all those information by themselves, and it can take days, even weeks, to have the first issue and to troubleshoot. So the network infrastructure are mainly used to connect users and devices to application. And on this journey, the traffic will meet different environments. So the users and devices will be located either remotely or inside a building or what we call a campus environment. The application, they will reside either on an on-premise data center or in a cloud environment. And in between, we can find the one infrastructure that will interconnect everything. So for each environment, we have specific requirement. The requirement to connect an application will not be the same to connect users. And the first evolution of the network we've seen, it was more than 6 years ago now with the software-defined data center approach, with new solutions that are now standard, such as Cisco ACI or VMware NSX, in order to align the technology with server virtualization and storage virtualization. So this evolution is also very present in the one environment with the software-defined one approach. And now almost every infrastructure, network and security infrastructure vendor are proposing their own software-defined approach. But they all have the same goal, that to bring automation, flexibility, and better visibility inside this network. But what about the campus and the building infrastructure? So it was pretty static until 3 years ago, and now we have also this evolution coming in and bringing those new features into building infrastructure. So before we speak about solution, let's see our current and future building requirement, especially with the COVID situation that has changed a bit the game. So indeed, people like working remotely and are quite productive at home. But on the other hand, people miss the office as a place to communicate, collaborate, and being physically together. Now we need to build office spaces for people according those new needs, because it does not really make sense for someone to go at the office and spend the whole day doing video conferencing alone. So a new buzzword has emerged called hybrid working, and the idea to find a balance between working remotely and working at the office and get the best of both worlds. So back to our building requirement. So first of all, we have the safety and the security. So and it's the need to identify and authenticate every users and devices, and to be sure that only authorized users and devices have access to the corporate network. And with the COVID situation, we also need to track the density into the building to be sure that we respect the social distancing rules. On the customer experience side, we need to provide the best experience as possible. So people need to be able to walk into a building and find a desk or a room available very quickly, and also to have the best mobility possible to collaborate. So having this mobility means also having a reliable Wi-Fi infrastructure with the latest Wi-Fi 6 standard. On the space utilization side, it's mandatory today for facilities to understand the space utilization in real time inside the building to control efficiently their workplace organization. For instance, it can be necessary to organize in the most efficient way the cleaning facilities according to the room occupancy. Also, on today's intelligent building environment, we find more and more facilities assets that we need to connect together and to automate and to manage, such as intelligent lighting system, people counting system, etc. So as we've seen, to provide this intelligent workplace approach and to answer all those business needs, a lot of different assets will have to be connected over the network. So people are used to build separated network to segment the IT infrastructure from the facilities infrastructure, and every environment is managed independently. So from a network operation perspective, this type of design is not really relevant and efficient and can cause some security issue. So that's why on today's infrastructure, we want to have all those assets connected and secure in the same network in order to simplify the visibility and the management. To do so on traditional network, we have some major challenge if you want to provide the security and especially the segmentation of all those assets. Indeed, on a traditional network, we are using network parameters such as VLAN or IP addresses to do the segmentation, and it can be very static and complex to maintain and also to scale. So on a management point of view, every change can also be complex because equipment are managed independently from each other, so the percentage of human error can be quite high when doing a change. And if you have an issue, for the same reason, the network engineer will have to gather all the information manually on all the different environments, such as Wi-Fi or wired switches, and to correlate everything by themselves, it can take some time. So that's why the main reason why traditional network cannot really address those growing needs. So before we deep dive into the technical solution available today, we wanted to take a step back and think about and put in perspective the evolution of our expectation when we speak about network. So to do so, we will do a quick comparison of our expectation with something we all know and we all buy, cars. So in the past, our expectations were pretty straightforward when we were looking to buy a car. So the main use case of a car were to go somewhere with a reliable car, and if you had some problem, you were able to look at the engine and get your hand dirty and try to find the issue by yourself. But nowadays, security has been a principal key point, and cars are not only about mobility, but more about having the best user experience possible and enjoying the trip through some nice entertainment system and some big screens and also some capabilities such as self-driving, etc. And if you have an issue, of course, the engine is more complex with a lot of electronics, but you can easily do live monitoring thanks to a lot of sensors present in the car. So either in the car or remotely to some application. And if you want to go further or if the issue is more complex, you can just take your car to a garage and they will connect the onboarding diagnostic platform and find the issue directly and fix it. So in comparison with the network, the main use case of a network in the past were to allow communication between users and endpoints in a reliable way. And if you had some problem, so we were able to go in command line interface into every equipment and to try to find the issue by yourself. But the bigger the network is, and the more complex it can get. And in the same way than with car, our expectations have evolved for today's and future network. And security, automation, and flexibility are the main requirements for customer. And that's why software-defined network were developed in the first place. And what if you have an issue on those kind of network? You no longer go on every equipment, but only on your centralized management platform that is correlating all the information coming from all over the network device. And you can identify the issue very quickly. It can also propose automatically workaround and action plan. And if it's not sufficient, then you can call a competent partner like Telindus that will go more in depth into the solution and will resolve the issue very quickly. So we can see the rise of software-defined network technologies available today in the market that can answer on building requirements, and every vendor has his own approach. But from our point of view, the solution the most advanced today is the Cisco software-defined access solution, and it's also the solution we deploy the most in Luxembourg. So that's why we're going to focus on this solution for the next slides, and we'll do a quick demo to demonstrate the value proposition of this type of infrastructure. So let's have a quick overview of the Cisco software-defined access solution. So in this slide, first of all, we will still have our network equipment that will connect our users and devices, which are our switches, our access point, our wireless controller, etc. We still have those hardware equipment. But on top of this, now we're going to add our main controller called the DNS Center, which offers a centralized management to a web interface where all the network and security operations are done. So thanks to this software-defined approach, we can easily deploy a global segmentation within our network by creating overlays called virtual network that will be used to segment our main asset. So for instance, the corporate asset, the facilities asset, the guest asset, etc. So virtual network are deployed consistently over the wired and the wireless network, and users will have the same security whether they are connected over the wired or the wireless network. You can also apply micro-segmentation inside each virtual network by grouping devices together to avoid having any lateral movement. So it can be very useful for IoT virtual network because it can cause some security issue. So since the latest version of DNS Center, Cisco propose a full integration with their AI and machine learning cloud platform in the cloud that can help identifying devices connected to the network through their behavior and proactively detect network issue by creating baseline for every devices and communication. So DNS Center is also an open platform with open API that you can use to automate all the different tasks present in DNS Center. You have also some third-party integration available out of the box with some solutions such as ServiceNow for the ticketing automation or with Infoblox for the IPAM management. So to come back on the segmentation and access control within SDA, which is one of the main use cases of software-defined access, with this virtual network, you can just drag and drop categories of users and devices into the virtual network groups called SGT, and automatically the DNS Center will enforce all the policies in your global environment. So the segmentation is no longer tied to a network parameter such as VLAN or IP addresses, which makes it more flexible and scalable than on standard network. So I give the mic to my colleague Yannick, which do a quick demo on some use cases and try to demonstrate the value proposition of this solution.
Thank you, William. Hello, everyone. So let me show you two practical use cases of SDA operation using the DNS Center. First one that I have personally seen, we have been asked recently by a customer to deploy a new IoT people counting system in their SDA network. In the legacy infrastructure, manual operation on multiple devices have to be done in order to define, deploy, secure, and validate the connectivity of this new system. In SDA infrastructure, the DNS Center will handle these steps. We only have to create this new group and allow the communication with other groups of users that need to communicate with. For our example, it will be the facilities. The DNS Center will automatically push this new group and enforce the policy. To show you that, I am connected to our demo DNS Center, on which we can see our different sites. With three Fabric sites illustrated on the topology tab. For those who are familiar with this DNS Center, this demo is done under the version 2.126. The new category of people counter will be created as a tag called an SGT for scalable group tag or security group tag. This group will be specified under the IoT virtual network. By design, this group will be automatically isolated of the other group that belongs to the same virtual network. So let's create my group. Within this virtual network, we are now able to decide with which other tag this people counter will be able to talk. To show you that, I'll show you this matrix. So for our example, we only need to allow the facilities to be able to talk with our people counter. So we only have to change the contract and permit the communication. Once the policy is changed to permit IP, it will be automatically pushed to every switch. In order to verify the communication, and if communication occurred between two groups, we can graphically visualize interaction between groups on this page, which brings us a lot of visibility. So we can see that the source tag of, for example, users that are communicating with some different other users. The second practical use case that I'm going to show you, and that refers to what William mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, a user is complaining that the network is slow. The network engineering is asked to check if it's due to a network issue and remediate if the problem, if possible. On a legacy infrastructure, we will have to connect to multiple devices to first identify where and how the user is connected, then troubleshoot it manually. Try to find the potential network issue, and it could take quite some time, with at the end the possibility to find nothing. On an SDA network, the DNS Center have a wonderful tool named Assurance that is monitoring all the infrastructure, displaying and categorizing the problem even back in time. So to show you that, we are still connected to our demo DNS Center, to this Assurance tab with the overall overview. So I can validate with a single view representing the network health that there is no critical issue on my network. Everything is green and up. So let's focus on the client health. So if we go to the client tab, on the second page, we can see an overview of the client health connected either in wired or in wireless in my infrastructure. This view confirms that there is no global issue, so we can think that the slowness issue is more related to the user device. So let's try to find in the DNS Center our user that is complaining. So we go to user ID, we go under user 360 page, and we go back in time to the date on which the user has complained. So we immediately noticed that the user is facing a connectivity issue due to a fair connectivity wireless signal. The DNS Center has created an incident that we can see here. And if we go more detail on this incident, the DNS Center is giving us some advice and is showing us that two wireless clients are impacted by this device. The DNS Center is automatically showing us the wireless network map and is giving us the identifier of the device and the wireless access point on this device are connected to. So to go deeper, we can jump immediately from this page to the wireless access point that is giving some problems to the user. As we see on this page, the access point is experiencing some noise on the network. So we can see that noise is occurring during this time lapse. So next action could be either verify in this area which device is creating this noise, and either adding more access points to ensure a better coverage. But what if the issue is more related to application? The DNS Center is also monitoring all the application health. As an example, the application key tricks for the thin clients. With the rise of video conference and we see almost in every meeting is done virtually today, we need to prioritize this type of traffic. The DNS Center allows us to apply and adapt. The DNS Center allows us to apply and adapt quality of service with an application reconnection system that covers almost every system. For example, to this view, the WebEx app. The DNS Center will automatically categorize these applications depending on the business relevancy. Moreover, it will also ensure that the best practice QoS configuration is pushed, no matter the type of Cisco switch or router installed in the network. And finally, it will also adapt easily the QoS as we need, that you can see on this tab. So thank you for your attention during this short demo. William, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Yannick, for this interesting demo. So let's wrap up. So we wanted to start to have a final slide explaining what we have presented today. So we have only seen the top of the iceberg in terms of solution and feature related to software-defined network today. So this concept comes with a new way to think and to design a network infrastructure. Indeed, a solution like Cisco SDA needs to be built in order to match business use case and not only to convert an existing infrastructure. In order to design together the best solution possible that fits customer requirements, we have a collaborative end-to-end approach with the following steps. So the two first steps are key because we'll present more in detail the solution, share our experience and recommendation based on previous deployment, and also study the specific business case of a customer and see how can SDA answer those business cases. So once we have validated the SDA design and architecture, we can go into the technical phase with a lot of workshops that are key for a successful SDA project. And we will planify everything in order to have the best implementation possible and the smoothest migration. So in parallel, we also propose some official Cisco SDA training through our Teladus Training Institute. And we also do, at the end of each project, a full knowledge transfer for all of our customers. To conclude this presentation, we wanted to present also a strong reference we have with Cisco Software-Defined Access deployment. So indeed, in 2019, Ferrero has built their new headquarters in Luxembourg, near the airport, called the Casa Ferrero. And their main requirement was to have a state-of-the-art building with a consistent and secured wired and wireless infrastructure. They also wanted to simplify their IT operation by having a better visibility and being able to deploy new services and segment users and devices in the most efficient way. So to answer those requirements, we have proposed a Cisco Software-Defined Access solution for wired and wireless infrastructure. So the centralized management with DNS Center and the zero-touch provisioning capabilities allows us to deploy the infrastructure in less than a month, an infrastructure composed of more than 100 switches and 300 access points. So we are also able to answer the security requirement by authenticating and segmenting all users and devices connected to the network. So that concludes our presentation. So thank you for your attention. And of course, we stay available to work with you on your current and future network project. So don't hesitate to come back to us. And Alizé, I give you the floor back for the transition with the next presentation.
Thank you, everyone.